What I'm about to share with you isn't just opinion, it's science. For over 70 years, researchers have been studying the psychological weapons that manipulators use to control your mind. And I'm furious that nobody taught you this in school. Enough! Today, I'm going to arm you with decades of psychological research, not to turn you into a predator, but to make you predator-proof. These tactics have been tested in laboratories, documented in peer-reviewed journals, and used by everyone, from dictators to door-to-door salesmen. The first weapon, the reciprocity trap, based on Dr. Robert Cialdini's 40 years of research. In 1985, Dr. Dennis Reagan conducted a groundbreaking study that will make your blood boil. He had participants work with a partner who either bought them a Coca-Cola or did nothing. Later, the partner asked them to buy raffle tickets. The results? Shocking.
People who received the 10-cent Coke bought raffle tickets worth 50 cents on average. Those who got nothing, only 25 cents. A 10-cent manipulation created 25 cents of profit. That's a 250% return on psychological investment. But here's what makes me furious. The Hare Krishna Society used this exact tactic in airports. They'd force flowers into people's hands, then ask for donations. They made millions before airports banned them. Wake up! When someone gives you something unsolicited, your brain releases oxytocin, the same chemical that bonds mothers to babies. They're literally hijacking your neurochemistry. Ask yourself, what do they really want from me? The second weapon, social proof manipulation. The Stanford prison experiment reveals the terrifying truth. In 1971, Dr. Philip Zimbardo's Stanford prison experiment showed how quickly people conform to social roles. So quickly that he had to shut down the study after just 6 days. College students became sadistic guards or brain. Netflix shows you trending now, not because it's actually trending, but because they know you'll watch what others are watching. Restaurants put fake positive reviews online because Dr. Michael Luca's Harvard study proved that one fake 5-star review increases revenue by 5 to 9%. The Asch conformity experiments of 1956 proved that 75% of people will give wrong answers to simple questions just to fit in with the group. Fight back. Your individual judgment is being stolen from you every single day. When someone shows you what everyone else is doing, remember, they're not showing you reality. They're showing you manipulation. The third weapon, the authority illusion, the Milgram shock experiments that exposed humanity's dark side. In 1961, Dr. Milgram, Stanley Milgram, proved that 65% of ordinary people would deliver potentially lethal electric shocks to innocent victims simply because a man in a white coat told them to. These weren't monsters. They were regular people like you. This is how the Holocaust happened. This is how financial scams work. Real authority is earned through competence and integrity, not through costumes and intimidation. The moment someone says, "Trust me because I'm the expert," that's when you should trust them least. The fourth weapon, the scarcity deception. Brain scans reveal the neurological hijacking. Dr. Mauricio Delgado's fMRI studies at Rutgers University show that when people perceive scarcity, their brains light up in the same areas as cocaine addiction. The anterior cingulate cortex, your brain's alarm system, starts screaming, bypassing rational thought. Stephen Warchel's cookie jar experiment proved this in 1975. When people thought cookies were running out, they rated them as more valuable, even though they were identical cookies.
Scarcity literally changes your perception of reality.
Amazon uses this ruthlessly. Only 3 left in stock.
15 people are looking at this right now. They're not giving you information. They're triggering your survival instincts.
Slow down.
Any legitimate opportunity that can't survive your careful consideration wasn't worth having in the first place. Time pressure is the weapon of the desperate manipulator. The 5th weapon, the commitment trap, the foot-in-the-door technique that controls nations. In 1966, Dr. Jonathan Friedman and Dr. Scott Fraser proved that people who agreed to put a small sign in their yard were 400% more likely to later agree to a large, ugly billboard. They called it the foot-in-the-door technique. But here's the terrifying part. Dr. Leon Festinger's cognitive dissonance theory explains why this works. Your brain would rather change your beliefs than admit you made a mistake. So when you say yes to something small, your brain convinces you that you wanted to say yes to everything bigger. This is how cults recruit members. This is how abusive relationships develop. This is how your freedom gets stolen, one tiny yes at a time. The Chinese used this exact technique on American POWs in Korea, starting with small requests for information, then gradually escalating until soldiers were writing anti-American propaganda. Break free. You have the right to change your mind. You have the right to say no. Your past agreements don't chain you to future exploitation. The neuroscience of manipulation. What Harvard Medical School discovered. Dr. Joshua Green's research at Harvard, using fMRI brain scans, reveals that when people are being manipulated, their prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for critical thinking, becomes less active, while their limbic system, the emotional, impulsive part, becomes more active. They're literally making you dumber while making you more emotional. Now you know. You have 70 years of psychological research, brain imaging studies, and documented manipulation tactics. You can see the strings they tried to pull, the buttons they tried to push, the psychological traps they set for you every single day. Dr. Daniel Kahneman's Nobel Prize-winning research shows that simply knowing about these biases makes you more resistant to them. Use this knowledge to protect yourself. Use this knowledge to protect others. Use this knowledge to build a world where manipulation has no power. But never, and I mean never, use these tactics to harm others. The moment you cross that line, you become the very predator you once feared. Stand up, speak out, defend the vulnerable. Knowledge is power, and now you have the power to never be anyone's victim again. The war for your mind is real, but now you're armed with science.